In the previous session, we have studied about the irrigation cropping patterns. Here in this video, we will know more about the food resources that we get from animals, poultry, fish, bees, and how we are going to manage it. So let's start with the videos. So first, we'll start with the animal husbandry. So what is cattle farming or cattle husbandry? It's the raising of cattle, that is, cattle comes under the category of cow, buffaloes, bullocks, goats, etc. Why we are using this? In order to get milk production, and also some of the animals are used in the fields for plowing purpose, and it's known as cattle husbandry. So food especially we are getting it from the cattles, and what is the food that we get? It is milk. So you can see here some milch animals and draught animals. These draught animals are used in the fields for plowing purpose. So how are we going to increase the milk production? So exotic, you can see here brown Swiss, so exotic breeds like Jersey or brown Swiss are selected for long lactation periods. So longer periods they will be providing the milk. So what is the local breed into then? So local breeds like Red Sindhi, you can see in the picture here, or Sahiwal show excellent resistance to disease. So when these two animals they are crossed, so for the next generation, we will be able to get the younger ones or the offsprings with both the characteristics, that is, the one with both lactation periods to be long and also highly disease resistant variety. That's how we are going to increase the milk production. So how are we going to care the cattle? Because cattle, if not cared properly, they are prone to very soon to diseases. So you can see that animals require regular brushing because there is a lot of dirt that gets stuck onto their bodies. It needs to be removed, and they should be sheltered in a well ventilated roofs, and also they should be floor of the cattle shed should be sloping so as to stay dry. So the area where they are made to stay, it should be clean and dry. So how you can understand if a cattle is healthy or not? So you can see here that healthy animal will feed regularly and is very active. So sick animal will not have any food and it is dull. So you can see what is the cause, because they will be infected by certain parasites. So you can see that ectoparasites are those organisms, they live on the skin and also cause many skin diseases. So you can see here endoparasites. So ectoparasites are those like these orchids and insects. You can see they sit on the cattles that comes from the grass, and they cause mainly the skin diseases. So what is endoparasites? These parasites enter into the stomach and the intestine of the cattles, while flukes, so flukes are certain endoparasites, they almost damage the liver of the cattles. So bacteria and viral infections are very common in these animals. So how we can prevent and protect the animals and make them stay healthy is that by vaccinating, giving vaccinations to the farm animals against infectious diseases. So next, coming to poultry farming. So poultry is the chicken, hens, etc. So poultry breeds are divided into two groups. So one is for layers, they are called as layers, and they lay eggs. And other breed is broilers, they are known as broilers, and they are used for meat production. So what are the desirable qualities or traits required in crossbred poultry breeds? So it's a number and quality of chicks. So dwarf broiler parent for commercial chick production. So the growth of the chick should be very faster for the broiler. Broiler is for meat, and they should have also capability to adapt to the summer seasons, and also they should have low maintenance requirements, and also reduction in the size of egg laying birds with ability to utilize more fibrous cheap diets. So they are given very much cheap fibrous cheap diets. With that, these hens or the poultry birds should be able to give more eggs. And you can see that poultry birds that gives egg will not be given more nutritions, but nutrition is only given to those birds or the poultry birds which is for meat production. So next comes the fish production. So let's understand what is about the fish that we are using. It's almost the cheap source of animal protein. It includes finned true fish as well as shellfish. So there are two ways of obtaining the fishes. So we can obtain fishes from two different ways. So they are from marine, the fishes from marine fisheries and also inland fisheries. So let's understand what is marine fisheries. So fishes are caught using fishing nets from fishing boats in marine fisheries. So what are the fishes there we get from? They are pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardines and Bombay duck. So fishes like prawns, oysters, mussels are cultivated in seawater. So certain area is taken in the under the seawater and these are cultivated there. Oysters are cultivated for pearls. So what is the culturing of fish in sea water called? They are known as mariculture. So you can see the examples of the Bombay duck, mackerel, sardine, etc. So let's come to the inland fisheries. So aquaculture, that is growing or the production of fish is known as aquaculture, is done in brackish water sources such as estuaries and lagoons. So fish culture is sometimes done in combination with a rice crop. So in between the paddy field, there is a lot of water that is logging and the fishes are grown there in inland fisheries. So composite fish culture also involves combination of 5 or 6 species of fishes in a single fish pond. But they take care that one fish should not eat up the other. So otherwise it will be very dangerous that the fish species will be eaten up. So they will collect the fish species in such a way that the species of fishes will not eat each other or harm each other. So cattleers are surface feeders, and also you can see that whatever the food or the nourishment is given, each and every fish, if it feeds on the particular food, then there will be scarcity of food and also there will be less nourishment to the fishes. So you can see that cattleers are surface feeders, surface of the water, whatever is there, they feed on that. Rohus are middle zone feeders and mrigals and common carps are bottom feeders. They go to the bottom and feed from there. So you can see that there is no loss in the nourishment, and all the fishes get the equal nourishments and it's not affected, and it will also improve the productivity of the fish production. So let's understand now beekeeping. So why do we rear bees. It's mainly for the honey or the nectar. So nectar from the flower is collected and this is made into honey by the honeybees. So it's a practice of keeping, caring, management of honeybees on a large scale for obtaining honey and also wax, and this process is known as apiculture. So apiaries and bee farms, what are these? So you can see in the figure the apiaries. So these bees are raised for commercial honey production. It's a large production of honey. They are reared here by the humans. So varieties, there are different varieties of bees that is good in production of honey. So let's understand the 4 different types of bees. They are Apis dorsata, that is known as rock bee, Apis florea, little bee, Apis indica, that is Indian bee, Apis mellifica, European bee. So let's understand each of these species. So species of honeybee, that is Apis dorsata, rock bee, you can see in the picture here. It's a largest honeybee and builds single large open comb on high branches of trees and rocks, and also produces large quantity of honey. But it is not possible to domesticate these bees. Next is Apis cerana indica. It is the Indian bee. So it's medium sized. Hive consists of several parallel comb-like structures, and in the cavities and earthen trunks they make the tree trunks or earthen pods, they make the hives. This bee is not so ferocious, so it's not going to attack more. It's not so more powerful as the rock bee, so it can be domesticated. So let's see the third one, Apis flora, the little bee. It's little bee, as the name suggests, it is very small in size, builds single small combs in bushes, hedges, etc. And also it yields honey very less, and the honey yield is very poor. So this cannot be taken into domestication purpose. Apis mellifera, the European bee. So you can see somewhat it looks like almost the Indian bee. This has been introduced in many parts of the world including India, and it can be easily domesticated. So what are the factors where the domestication of the bee is involved? It's pasturage or kind of flowers available to the bees to collect the nectar and the pollen grains. So you can see kinds of flowers available determines the taste. So these bees collect the nectar and also the pollen grains, which will be converted later into honey. It depends on the flowers from which it collects from. So let's understand the health benefits of raw honey. So it's anti-allergenic, it doesn't cause allergy. So it's also a good for any allergic reactions. Antibacterial property it has, antiviral properties, antifungal properties, anti-cancer properties. It consists of 27 minerals, 22 amino acids, 5000 live enzymes. It improves digestion process, boosts your immune system. It reduces the illness and diseases. It helps to heal the cuts and the wounds, aids in weight loss. It also promotes healthy and glowing skin. It may help heal, prevent your mouth ulcers, etc. It raises levels of antioxidants in the blood. The levels of oxygen is increased in the blood. It boosts energy in you. It supports the presence of good bacteria. It acts as a good anti-aging, relieves morning sickness, and also clears your sore throat. That is, it soothes your sore throat from any irritability. So till now we have known in this video about how we are going to care for the cattle, breed the cattle, and also how we are going to maintain it for the production of milk. Next we came to the poultry, how we are going to breed the poultry, that is broilers and the egg layers. So egg layers are fed with fibers or fibrous food only, and you can see that the nourishments are mostly given to the broilers because they needs to be taken for the meat production. Next comes the fish production. Fish productions, you can see that marine fisheries and inland fisheries. In marine fisheries, some of the fishes are grown or they are taken care of, and you can see that inland fisheries, in paddy field itself, there is growing, they are rearing the fish, different types of fish, and you can see 3 different types of fish that will be left in the field, and based on the eating capability or the layers from which they take the nourishment. Finally, we have also seen about how we are going to maintain the bees. There are certain bees which can be domesticated and used for commercial purposes. So that's all about this video. Keep watching. Thank you all.